I'm Mr.Root. I'll be taking you guys for agriculture. That is, I teach agriculture in grade 6 and grade 7. So today we'll be focusing on grade 6 class. All right, today's topic is very simple. We are on where to place a garden. Now, there are certain things that we need to look at when we want to make a garden. So first and foremost, let us look at the objectives. The first objective is that we need to be able to identify characteristics of a garden site. 2, identify things to put in place in a vegetable garden. And then last but not least, we need to be able to state the importance of a fence and windbreakers. All right, so let's look at objective number 1, identify characteristics of a garden site. Now, there are 4 factors that must be considered when you want to make a garden. There are 4 factors that must be considered when you want to make a garden. Now, what are these factors? Can I just quickly erase this? Now, when you're making a vegetable garden, we need to make sure that we have good soil. We need to make sure that we have good soil. That's the first factor that we must consider. 2, we need to make sure that it is on a flat land. I will elaborate on these factors. 3, we need to make sure that there is a source of water nearby. And then we should consider enough sunlight. Now, why should we consider good soil? Now, we know that plants need nutrients in order for them to grow properly. So good soil will provide plants with enough nutrients. Okay? So what is good soil? Good soil is loam soil. Now, we are going to talk about that in the lesson number 112. So for now, let's just stick to that. So flat land. In flat land, now there's a possibility that if we make our garden on a slope, there are high chances of soil erosion. So making a garden on a flat land will minimize chances of the soil to be washed away. 3, source of water nearby. We must be able to water our gardens. So that is why we need a source of water nearby. So what makes a source of water? It could be a tap, it could be a well, or a stream. Any of the 3 things should be available when you are making a garden. And then there should be enough sunlight. We know that plants need enough sunlight in order for them to make their own food. That is why we need to consider sunlight. All right, so objective number 2, it says identify things to put in place in a vegetable garden. 1, you need to be near your garden so that it's easier for you to take care of the garden. It's easier for you to carry the heavy loads that you need to carry, such as a bag of fertilizer, the tools that you'll be using when you're making the garden. Okay, so or you should also have a tool shed where you are going to keep your tools, because it is very important that we take care of tools. All right, we know that tools are expensive to buy, so they must be taken care of. They must be stored properly. And then the last objective that we need to look at is we need to state the importance of a fence and windbreakers. All right, a fence. We know that a fence can keep our things safe. Now, plants need to be protected from animals because animals can enter into the garden site and eat everything, all your vegetables. So the fence, the role of a fence, it is to protect the vegetables from animals. As well as thieves, we know that thieves can enter into the garden and steal your vegetables. And then windbreakers. Windbreakers, on the other hand, windbreakers are made of trees, a fence, or anything that can actually protect your vegetables from heavy storms and winds. The reason why it is called a windbreaker, I think even the word itself is just clear. So basically that is all that must be considered when we want to make a vegetable garden site. We need to look at good soil, flat land, source of water nearby, sunlight, as well as you need to make sure that your garden is fenced and there are windbreakers. Thank you.